What's up?
You
come up here just me and
I missed you, Lincoln. No, I missed you, Lincoln.
Where did you guys go to
how was
swimming and shit?
the thing?
It was a little hectic, but
Why was it hectic?
because this dude's got like 5 kids and then transplants their water.
Oh, so it was like a
You
lot.
guys were just playing
It was
Brady
fun.
Bunch or what?
Huh?
You guys were just playing Brady Bunch or what?
Kind of.
Did they shoot
Did you go
fireworks off?
swimming?
They did. I went third, but there was nothing on the fourth.
Did you guys see him on your third?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
We went to Oxford.
Actually, I was really
We
good.
met up
So-
with Amber and Matthias.
Yeah.
And
The ones over the lake.
no,
in the
ones at the park by the school.
Yeah.
They had rides and shit. I went on a fucking ride with Rolly. Or not Rolly, with
Riggs.
Riggsy. Then we watched the fireworks.
That was really good. And then we came.
Yeah.
I said I missed you because the house was empty with you at that couple days.
Yeah, they had a bunch of inflatables and all we really did was swim and shit.
That's
Walk
good.
around. I got the golf carts. It's supposed to be 21 plus in this little 5-hour golf cart. And all this dudes aren't kids. Like Katrina Brad Mason took out like 15 times. So get in trouble, of course, the second round. And the owner comes and
Oh,
carts
are you
me.
serious?
Yeah.
Oh, it's really
They're
good.
expensive.
I was like, yeah, what the
This little
hell?
5-hour golf cart.
I was like, what the hell?
Golf cart. Should be if you have a driver's license, you can drive.
That's my thing. I mean, if it doesn't go that fast.
When this dude didn't have, when he didn't
Yeah.
have his old driver's license and he worked at Springbrook, that's when I made him drive was a golf cart.
I didn't mind though. I love it. I love that.
You even sent that video, you know, golf cart. You were like, look, new batteries for the golf
Yeah, I
cart.
was whipping shitties on the golf course. Yesterday I went mudding
She
and
missed you. Her haircut is horrible. I'm never taking her there again. She looks so funny looking, doesn't she? Is her legs
I think
look
she,
weird?
her fur came out a little last
Yeah.
time. But when she first,
Crazy looking.
We're gonna finish recording this podcast and then we're gonna go grocery shopping. And then once I help her put the food and shit away, and we put your stuff together.
And then after that, you gotta take my tent off.
Or tomorrow. We'll see, cause we'll see what time it is when we're done with that.
Okay.
You told everyone live starts at 7 tonight.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
What if
And
I
then
did?
Lincoln, once I
Did
get
you see
my.
the speaker wire? It's on the. How about you?
no,
Good
is this what
speaker
gauge
wire.
is
10.
it? Gauge?
Yeah. It's thick.
Do you think that'll help that you? It's not clipping.
I'm hoping.
Do you want anything specific from the grocery store this time?
Just some pretzels.
Pretzels, why do that? Anything else?
Lunch meat.
So
Mm.
it's the same
Nice.
thing?
I don't think we have jelly. Get some jelly.
Oh, jelly. You like grape jelly?
Oh, this has been recorded the whole time.
What is this?
Our
Are you
podcast
serious?
that you walked in on.
Is this
I
live?
was like,
Is there people?
no, there's no people in
Can I
this,
say
but
hi, Lincoln?
this is, yeah, Lincoln just joined the podcast. I thought I hit stop recording,
Oh, it's this gonna be.
but I hope I wasn't not recording while you and I were talking.
What?
Hold on, because it says that we've been going for 3 minutes.
So were we even
Hold on.
recording?
Hold on.
Oh my god, you're bad.
Alright, so we're going to splooge this together. This is where editing comes in. We had our first 13 minutes, we were talking, and Lincoln came in, and then now we're back because we paused it. And then we thought again, in true fashion for today, that we weren't recording at all. Like, ah, shit, we're going to start over. But we don't. So you remember where we left off. We were talking about
Yeah, so I got up. Like I said, well, you got up. You thought that it.
Like,
How was
first
it?
thing I did, I
Yeah.
woke up and I was like, I want to talk to Steph. I want to talk to her. And I sent you a message and I didn't get a response. And it didn't seem normal because, I left a message for a bit. It's not like I text you and then you
Oh,
didn't
no,
text me
yeah,
back.
yeah.
But I text you and you didn't respond back, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell? So then I message you, I'm like, hey, I sent you a few messages in there. I went live, and it didn't feel the same without you. So I only went live very briefly.
That was like 2 minutes, a couple
I was
minutes.
like, I'm not feeling this. But fucking, I finally hear from you after I sent you a text. I'm like, hey, something about closure. Like,
Yeah,
if we're
I
done,
woke
can
up,
you at
yeah,
least
and I woke
let
up.
me know so we can have some
Yeah,
closure?
because mind you, like I said, I tossed my phone on the floor. I go to bed at like 5 a.m. By the time I got up, I was, and then I had people message me on TikTok like, Jason's live, where are you, where are you? So that was irrelevant to me. Relevant to me was your text messages. So I remember texting you back towards you texted me, and then you were like, can we just talk? So then we talked, and that's when, again, when communication comes into play. I think I was just scared. Not scared, but I think I was like, how are you going to react to me to tell you, I miss you so much. I just want to be with you every day.
I think that was the day that we said, that I remember me saying, like, why don't you just get here as soon as you can?
Yeah.
Like, when do you think you could
And that's when you were saying too, you were saying that as a man, men are conditioned to, and that's when you told me, you were like, hey, listen, not pretty much saying I'm falling for you, but like,
pretty much did.
yeah.
I think you knew that coming out here. Before you came out here, I remember telling you, don't come out here. I was like, I know what you're going to do. And you're like, what? And I'm like, you're going to come out here and you're going to fall in love with me.
Yeah.
Like, and in reality, I think that's what we both did.
I think that, and I said this in our previous, podcast, Speed is Everything. Those 3.5 weeks of us non-stop, like talking on the phone. And I think if people built more of a foundation like that, that it just, I think and like you said, it was already there. And then once we met up in person, it was solidified.
Yeah, and then when we say talked a lot on the phone, to put it in perspective, like the first night that we talked for like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
And we didn't meet until 8 o'clock at night, and we were up until midnight.
Which was for you. I mean, for me, 1, 2 a.m. when I go to bed that night.
Yeah. So then the next day was a day that we talked about, like, I thought that you had gotten a little upset with me, but you just weren't feeling it.
Yeah.
And little did we know that was you, the start of you getting sick, because you got sick right after.
I had an upper respiratory infection. Yeah. Remember that it lingered up until I came
out
here.
You had the cough.
For like weeks.
We fucking would sit and watch speed dating together. So logging hours on the phone, when we say that we talked, I would say we talked for a good like 2.5, 3 hours in the morning. And then when I would go on lunch, I would call you. Yeah,
because you would call me literally from the time once you got like your first cup of coffee in until you got to work. Mm-hmm. And then once you got off of work, sometimes you wouldn't call me because then you'd be on the phone with the kids or your mom.
Well, that or the ride home I cut out.
Well, now I know because I live here, so now I know. But then we literally, I want to say out 24-hour period. Because during work, I mean, you would call me lunch break or you would text me. But I would say we would only go like a few hours in the window of not talking. But that's even stretching it. Yeah, so I'm going to say over 3 weeks. Well, I'm going to say out of our day, I'm going to just say that I was up for 18 hours a day. Out of our day, we probably talked for 8 to 10 hours of those. I say more than that. That's just. Let's just say it's 10. 3.5 weeks is 21, or 3.5 weeks would be what, 24 days? So 24 times 10. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 2,400 hours in 3 weeks we talked. But I believe, I feel like that's all low. Because there were days, there was that first weekend. That we talked for like 15 hours, 16 hours that day. Uh-huh. We both had to plug our phone in. But the thing is, I worked out with you on the fucking phone. Yeah. But the thing is every conversation we had, it would be like 3 hours, 4 hours, go off the phone, maybe have an hour break. Yeah, I remember when I worked out, I was like, hey, I'm going to put these boxing gloves on and go like 6, 8 rounds. Like, I'll call you back as soon as I'm done with it. Yeah. But that's where, and let's fast forward a little bit, when I went back to Delaware, again, that's where miscommunication was I was just nervous to be like, hey, I just want to be with you. Yeah, maybe now that I'm looking at it, I don't think it was so much as miscommunication as us learning. That was the first time that we ever had an actual real disagreement. Like, we disagreed about stuff that you're wrong about, like the Eagles.
terrible. But we never disagreed like emotionally about you and I, like something
Yeah.
between the two of us. So, I mean, we talked that one out like adults. And for me, that was extremely refreshing. Maybe refreshing is not the right word. That for me was an eye opener because I was used to not being able to talk things out
Different.
like an adult. So that right there, instantly, I gained like respect is the wrong word, trust is a much better word. Like, all right, if something happens, we can be adults and talk about this. Like,
Correct.
we're not going to sit here and call each other names.
No, but I'm a big
scream and
firm
shout.
believer. Like, we're gonna have disagreements. We're gonna have little tiffs, arguments. I mean, it's good to argue.
I love that you call them tiffs. I work with a girl named Tiff. So when you say we're gonna have tiffs, I imagine.
But it
controller.
is healthy to have arguments, but there's a line between like. If
I wouldn't say it's healthy to have arguments.
Well,
I would say
you know what I mean, like,
it's undeniable and it's definitely healthy to have disagreements
Right.
where you don't see eye to eye. But at the same time, like I'm not going to, and we've had an argument since, and even that, they never get to like we're calling each other names. We're not screaming and shouting, throwing shit around the house.
Absolutely not.
Nothing like that. The dog's not barking at me because I'm yelling at you or nothing like that. And so yeah, like as long as we handle them as adults, we'll always be fine.
Yeah, and I think, and like I said, then after we talked that day, that's where the movement of like I put everything into play of getting myself down here.
So that was a whole nother process. I know you said it wasn't much, but it was, especially Crandon. You ended up moving out here in 2 weeks after that?
It was about 2.5 weeks, yeah. So I had
2.5,
in that meantime I had all this stuff in motion for JoJo, for my daughter.
Yep.
I had to get the transportation company of my car, which you helped me with, and then I had to get the company for my boxes, and not only literally packed up a whole entire house. Well, not packed, but I got rid of, but like empty out my whole house, and yeah.
I remember being on the phone, you, me, I'll leave their names out, but JoJo's dad and stepmom, like all of us
Yes.
being on the phone, and I would like, let's make it very clear,
You
like,
mean stepmom?
what did I call her?
Stepdad.
Stepmom, yeah. Let's be very clear, like, as far as I know, you and I had always talked too, and JoJo coming out here was never ever an issue.
No, and
She
I feel
would
like,
have in a heartbeat. Like if she needed you right now, we'd go get her and bring her back.
Yeah, but I won't. Not that I need to make this known for anything, a podcast. People were coming like, "Oh, you're abandoning your daughter." I feel like at 9 years old, almost 10, well, 9.5, she knew what she wanted. It wasn't she wanted to be with me or her dad. But her dad has a bigger family. She has stepmom, a stepbrother. I don't really have nobody. So like even if me and you have like never met, I was going to give JoJo the decision where I was going to move to, whether she wants to stay with her dad or come with me. So now the plan is, of course, her to come down here like end of August for a week or two, spend time before she starts school
and
up.
the reality is, who knows? Like she could come down here. So, like you said that you had nobody, and from the time that you and I talked, I mean, I can say like you had associates, you had your people that did your hair, they did your beauty stuff.
My beauty girls,
And
yeah.
but as far as I know, you didn't really have anyone that you like that even called and checked up on you and said, "Hey, how you doing?"
No, I mean, God bless my neighbor for helping me pack. And
Terrence?
Terrence.
Terrence was cool as shit. Terrence and I FaceTimed while you were
Yeah,
moving.
like when I was because Terrence, without him, he helped me pack, pulled all the stuff out for the curb for special pickup, come get the stuff I didn't want. But but in the process of, I remember my last check, she was the one that was like, what made you, like, are you, because when she did my last year, or actually when I saw her, she said, at any moment, do you feel like, are you making a mistake? Like, is this, I'm like, no. She was like, that's so great. She was like, and that's the thing is I'm getting at, is not one time, me packing up a life that I only knew in Delaware, that's it, did I ever second guess. Like, I just wanted to hurry up and come out, not only to Wisconsin, but to be with you. And not in those 2.5 weeks. there was 1 second. I mean, it got a little rocky, like stressful for like me, like, oh my goodness, like getting the company and like
Yeah,
I'm gonna have no job.
We'll
Yeah.
talk about the company and the bullshit and all that. But like you said, you didn't have anyone in Delaware that you could have called and talked to. No one that
No.
called and checked up on you.
No.
And let me ask you this now, since you're out here, do you feel like there are people that you could call that care about you if you just said, hey, I'm having a bad day?
Yes, so yes. I mean, I feel like I know, like with your son, with Christian, Dylan, Tegan, Rachel, even Lincoln. Me and Lincoln, have gotten way closer. Living here. I have Amber. I have Tegan's mom. I have Cam and Aaron. Like in the month I've been here, I feel so welcomed, and on top of that, not saying too much, everyone so-called says they love me so.
Everybody does. Now, I don't know if that's...
Oh, your mom? I mean...
My mom. I don't know if that's just that Midwest charm and people are just being nice. No, I'm just kidding. I told you prior to us moving in together and you moving out here, I told you that I had good people in my life. And I had hit a point in my life where I had so many more people, but
Right.
I had to weed out through the good and like the people that were actually there for me and the people that, also too, like if I didn't want to put in towards them, because I'm not going to put all of my, friendships and stuff on just them and my relationships. I'm definitely part. But I think that is something that I think JoJo would be able to see that too, which is why I'm confident. I'm not confident, but I'm under the belief that at some point JoJo's going to see what we have going on here, because if like take the 4th of July for example, if she would have been there with us, we would have got her some tickets and she could have gone on rides and Riggs would have taken her on the little swing thing.
Yeah.
It's not like there was a lot there, but she would have jumped right on in and been experiencing.
Well, I think me and her dad discussed like when she comes down here in August, I already know she's gonna be like, I'm gonna come because like I'm taking her to Dells and
Mount Olympus.
Yeah, but me and her dad discussed so we're not gonna like every 3 months. You guys you're
not
we'll
just
do it
gonna...
by year. By the end of next school year, if she's like I still want to live with mommy, then we'll move her here.
And
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's something.
Because she'll come visit throughout the year too for holidays.
And we'll go out and visit there once we settle in a little bit.
And then
more
when summertime comes down for you.
We I think she's gonna come out here and see like Mount Noah's Ark, Mount Olympus, all the stuff. You've been to the Dells now. Is it like a bigger version of the shore?
Oh God, yeah. Like it's nothing like the only thing missing,
I
would say, is the ocean.
Yeah.
But so if people that watch it from the East Coast look up I want them to look up the Wisconsin Dells. It's nothing.
Yeah.
Like Jersey Shore.
If you guys are watching this while we're here, and you ever make a trip to the Wisconsin Dells. We're not that far, maybe 3 hours from like the Mall of America.
Yeah.
Less actually, because we had to drive 35 minutes to get to where we had to go, like to head towards Minnesota. So the Dells is probably 3 hours from Minnesota, from the mall. Come out here and we'll meet up with you and show you a good time in the Dells. The Dells
the Dells I didn't experience all the way.
No, you're getting there. You haven't gone on the ducks yet. I'm going to bring you home. I see it every day at work and I forget to grab it. I'm going to bring you home the magazine that they give out, the tourism magazine. Okay. And it tells you every
I do want to go one night.
Lumina Aquavia.
Well, no, I want to go one evening. That's to walk, like, the strip of gangs. There's stores I want to go into. I want to do the old-time photograph when you get to do. Yeah. Like, and there's stores that because automotion was so crazy.
I wonder if we could find it. Well, it's like that now. It's just not so many cars.
Yeah.
But I wonder if we could find a place that would do the eye thing down in the Dells.
There is a store.
Is there?
Yeah. So there's things that I want to go in the stores down there. Definitely want to do Hades on a ride.
You want to ride Hades 360?
Yes.
Mount Olympus,
But can you?
You can pay for just a dry park, but it's super cheap. I think it's like $30 a person for wet and dry.
Oh, we'll hit up
I
those
definitely would
ones.
want to go on Medusa. That's the one that spins from the building.
Oh, that one, yeah, I do
That one
know
you
that,
need to
yeah.
experience it. It is so awesome.
No, I heard and I
Um,
see TikToks about that.
When I was on
around all
that,
the time.
it was me. Okay, I believe was me, Seaton,
Mhm.
Dylan, or no, me, Seaton, Christian, and Tegan maybe.
Okay.
We were all on one tube, and then the next tube was like Dylan, Lincoln, and Ben. Ben is Dylan's friend. And they were on the other tube, but we went down first. So while we're in it, I'm screaming, I'm like, Lincoln, my pee-pee, I'm peeing, and stuff. And and when we get off, Dylan, they're all laughing and stuff, and they're like, we could hear you plain as day. Everyone,
how
he's
it's like echo,
when
how
we were
big
still
is.
up there waiting, and there's a line of people, he's like, all of us are hearing you yell, Lincoln, I'm peeing, pee-pee.
Because of how like the dome is, it's right echoes.
Yeah, and there's
hell,
probably
yeah.
20 people up on this deck, but then a staircase full, like 2
Oh,
story
you probably had
staircase.
like all these people laughing. Like,
Yeah.
What's this dude saying?
So we have a lot of fun. Mount Olympus is not as good as Noah's Ark as far as like quality, but Mount Olympus
But how
has the
about
most
was
offer.
it was it?
Kalahari.
Yeah,
I
that's the
have
biggest, the largest, right?
That's the largest hotel water park.
Indoor, I think, right?
Yeah, Noah's Ark is the largest water park in America.
Where's Noah's Ark at? Why can't I?
We've driven past it multiple times.
I think okay.
We drove past it when we went to Top Secret.
Oh no, we did.
It's
You
down
did
that
show
way.
me. Yeah. But yeah, I wouldn't experience like that. But I know, like I said, to double back with like JoJo, like me and her dad were talking, like she'll come down like a week, like about 2 weeks, the end of August, before school starts, and because she lives in New Jersey, and then we're gonna split holidays. Like I might have her come down for like a week before Christmas, and then her go back or whatever, because she'll be off school, and then of course like spring break, have her come down for like a week, like throughout. Like, so people were giving me, and I guess I'm very transparent with this podcast, like shit. And I will say, I talked to my mom about it. My mom. She was very supportive. She was like, "Don't listen to what anyone says. Like, at the end of the day, you're allowing your daughter to make a decision. She was her father, not some random person."
Yeah,
And she was like, yeah, exactly. So my mom gave me very good insight on. She was like, listen, you deserve this. Not saying we'll be down the line of the podcast, but I give up a lot in my life for my girls, which I would do it all over again 10 times if I had to. So I feel like me at this stage of my life of what's going on, where my girls are at, whatever, like it was like I said, that leads back to not second guessing. Let me ask you this: when you said, "Okay, do what you gotta do, get down here," did you ever were like, "Crap, like I'm not ready for this"? Like
I wasn't afraid, but I was hesitating telling my kids.
Okay.
They found out on TikTok Live because someone went out there and started telling the world. And I guess maybe I need to be a little more transparent. I was afraid to tell my kids, but it's because you were the first person I introduced my kids to. So, Lincoln met. So, but that's because he lived with me. But I then talked to my kids, and my kids reassured me. Not intentionally, like I didn't tell them like I need you to convince me. Obviously, Lincoln met you in person. Dylan and Christian had
we spoke only on
met you on FaceTime. But I asked my oldest, Dylan, he was the first one I asked, and I said, "Hey, do you think it's crazy?" And he was like, "No, I don't." He's like, "Who am I to judge you?" He was like, "But so far, like, we love her." He's like, you're different. And I was like, okay. And then I talked to Christian and Tegan about it, and they both were huge supporters of it. Christian was like, yeah, it's fast, but fuck it. And Tegan was like, I really like this and this and this and this about her. And I'm like, okay. And then I told Lincoln, 2 days before he moved here, hey Lincoln, Steph's
2
gonna be-
days though. What if she was
Steph's
like,
gonna
I don't
be-
want her here?
Steph's gonna be coming back, and he was like, oh, is she gonna visit again? I'm like, no, she's hold on, reschedule. Lincoln, sorry, I had to, my computer was just going to restart, even though I rescheduled it for 2 in the morning. I told Lincoln 2 days before, he's like, oh, she's going to be visiting. I'm like, for permanently, yeah, she's going to come out here. She's going to stay here with us. He's like, is she bringing her daughter? I'm like, nope, her daughter's going to stay with her dad, and she's going to come out here. And I was like, I'm sure you'll meet her at some point.
Yeah.
And then you came. So we'll, I guess, we'll dive on into the next part. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
I
well,
picked you up at, oh, no.
well,
The next part
let me
is
ask you
the
back up.
boxes
Though.
and stuff.
Yeah, let me ask you back up a little bit.
Mhm.
So, X out talking to the kids and telling them that I was moving there.
Mhm.
Now, what if in the event that the kids were like, no, Dad, I don't want you to do this, I think it's like a crazy, would you have changed your mind?
I would have listened, but I'm going to make my own decision.
Okay.
If you give me a valid argument, I might say, hey. But also, let's say one of them did give me a valid argument, I would have come to you with it, and I would have been like, hey, I was talking to so-and-so,
Mm-hmm.
and they told me this, and, someone did try to talk me out of it. As you know, on TikTok Live, my best friend in the world, came on there, and in a weird way, by text, on live, send me a message and then have me read it out loud. What are you waving at me for?
No,
Hey.
my bracelet.
Hey guys, this is what we do.
I know, I'm sorry, my bracelet.
How we keep constant communication, like, miss you.
My bracelet, I was doing that.
So, Miguel came on the live before you got ready as you were getting ready to move out here, and said he didn't think it was a good idea.
But I say this, like, and I am never gonna fault anyone for their opinions, because even that, I wasn't upset. I was just like, okay, and then they let it watch happen. Look at us now. Like, I know,
You were upset.
I was just upset because,
You were like, you're going to have to choose him or me.
No, I did not say that. No, I would never say that. What I was saying was not really upset. It was just more of like, I understand people's opinions, but like, especially with like his situation, like, whatever. But like,
I don't know what you mean, his situation.
well, didn't his wife didn't like, they move in quickly.
They did. They connected quick, and for some reason, not for some reason, it worked out. I don't know what you've done. Like,
Oh,
you're
sorry.
talking about, you put Miguel's business out there. That's
not like
not
that.
you,
No, but look at them. 30 years later, right?
Yeah, they've been married 30
30
years.
years.
I think
So-
30 this year.
Yeah. So and that's a
They moved
blessing.
in. I want to say they stayed together after, I don't know if it was a few months or a month or a few weeks. They took a year to get married from their first date. They got married, and here they are 30 years later.
That's what I'm saying. So I believe in this.
But that's the thing, is like, do as I say, not as I do. And in all fairness too, Miguel, and I know that like you're gonna get to know Miguel pretty well. Right now you're slowly getting to know Miguel. And Miguel's a me thing, so fucking that's my best friend.
And that says Miguel's an awesome guy. Dude,
Yeah,
he's
so
funny, like, and
Miguel
he's real.
Miguel can be very disrespectful, not intentionally, but he's just very, very, very blunt and true. But at the same time, while he said, I think this is a bad idea, I think you guys are in lust and not in love, he's like, I'll support you either way. He's like, I'm happy for you. If you're happy, I'm happy. So that's what I meant. Like, those are the type of people that I have in my life.
Now, but out of everyone, Miguel was the only one that.
Miguel's the only one that actually had the courage, not courage, but Miguel's the only one that said anything negative about it. Well, no, there was another person, but that's irrelevant, that person. You know about it, but it's irrelevant.
Yeah, I know
it's
what
not,
you're
It's not right for the podcast.
What I'm saying is, like, so let's go this, because I feel like some people do get caught in lust and love. Do you think that we ever had a lust part in a relationship?
In our relationship?
Yeah, like, do you feel like
No,
I don't either.
I don't think we did. I think that we sort of, even though we met, so like we met, modern day technology brought us together. But we, even though we used modern day technology, we connected like we were in high school, like we were young kids. We
Yes.
talked on the phone, we made jokes, we made fun of each other, we were there. You went through some things that like, I have been there, I would have dropped everything and
Oh
been
yeah,
in.
I was. Oh my god, my sugar dropped so extremely low. I was in the hospital.
So, and I mean, I was on the phone with you while you were in the hospital.
Yeah.
You got nurses on the phone, and I'm like, ask him this, and you're like, hold on, there's a nurse here. Like,
A doctor came in.
yeah.
No, but do you think relationships go through lust stage and then love?
I think some can, yeah.
Okay. So how do you know if it's lust or love in your own opinion and words? Like,
In my own words?
yeah.
For me, lust would be, I guess we're going to get spicy here. Lust would be like, I'm only attracted to you, I only have a physical attraction to you.
I feel like lust is like an not infatuation, but it's almost like.
It is infatuation.
Yeah, like I feel like it's.
I'm attracted to you. I mean, infatuation maybe has a little bit more to it than lust. So for lust, I would say like, I'm really only interested in what you offer me physically. For me, infatuation would be like, well, I love what you give to me. Like,
Yeah.
so lots of people, I like to look at relationships like, let's just use a number like 10. Let's say there's 10 things that I need a person to hit in a relationship. If I get someone that's hitting at 80% of those, 8 out of 10, I'm not going to be like excited about the 20% I'm not getting. So I could leave that and I could go find someone else, but maybe that person only gives me 5 of what I'm hitting. So that I think is where infatuation comes in. Like you're lacking something and you're seeking it, but you're giving up a bunch of other stuff. Now for me, like I was with a person that was maybe giving me 25% of what I wanted and needed, and then the rest I like had to fend for myself. So with you, the more and more that we talked over the phone, and then once you were here for 6 days, like we had a 6-day long first date, I learned that you were hitting on like 80%. And I don't have this number in my head. I didn't tally these. I'm not weird, but it felt to me like you were hitting on so much stuff. And I was like, huh. So then like, as you and I talked, bam, we knocked another one off the next day after you got back because you and I actually had a disagreement where we were respectful with each other. We were soft. Like, yeah, there was times where it got heated and we were both
But not like this
high
disrespect.
Yeah, no, not even screaming and yelling at each other. Maybe just being more emotional. So then it's like, oh shit, there's another thing. And then when you moved in, I'm not afraid to say this, but when you moved in, I was like 90%. 90% like, okay, this is gonna work perfectly. 90%, and there was that 10% that was like, eh. And then you moved in, and as soon as you got here, that 10% went away. It was like, okay.
Yeah, like I said, I never once questioned. It was never, and typically like anything, even if I get like a new job or whatever, I always am like, like my gut, and it never did. Even like it just never did. And like you said, once I landed here and you're at the airport, I was like, that feeling that I had leaving, going back to Delaware, and I had an uneasy feeling. And Delaware's where I was born and raised for 39 years. And I felt so uneasy. And then once I landed here in Madison, I was like, home, because wherever you're at is home.
You know how many people out there, I wonder, how many people out there have been married for 20, 30, 40 years, and they sit and tell people when they talk about it, they say, yeah, we just knew from the first moment. So what? Like, that's exactly what we did.
I would say, and this might sound corny, this might sound crazy, but I knew in our speed date, especially like when we matched, but when we had our first conversation, I'm like, I'm gonna be with this man. Like, it's just, and then every day that transpired, every day we talked, it was just like, I knew. And then like you said, when we met in person, I was just like, he's my person. Now, do you believe that, I don't know, maybe because I asked about lust, but yeah, I don't think we had a lust stage. I think it was me and we fell in love with each other, right? So Do you believe in like soulmates? Do you believe there's a person?
Holy shit!
for
It's
everyone?
crazy that you asked me that because my next question was gonna be about soul too. Like,
Yeah, like do you
I
believe-
never connected with a person with their soul like I have yours. I feel like you were made for me and I was made for you. Like we were created for each other. Now I will say like I never connected with a romantic partner with like this. I definitely connect with my kids on different levels.
Oh, yeah. Well, love for
my
your
mother-
kids is totally different.
Yeah, but like this, aside from that, you're the only person ever that is not family that I connected with on this level.
No, I agree. And I told you that's what I'm saying. Like I could not be without you. And I don't want it to come off like creepy, whatever. Like I know, but But hey, I couldn't. Like I'm just like life just felt shitty.
We're gonna see because we're gonna see if you're gonna be able to do it because in November, remember, I'm going to Japan with Miguel.
Are you really going to Japan?
Probably not, but I could. Well, I think so. You and I gotta. Let's see how long we've been going for. We've been going for 32 minutes, so I'm gonna pause this recording. Just took a break.
Yes.
And I just told you a joke, and you psst my joke.
So I said.
Where did we leave off? We were talking about since you
We know
moved
we were
out
talking
here.
about
Since you moved out here,
less than love.
you have developed like. I mean, I think you said like I've heard you refer to Aaron and Kim as our friends.
Yes.
Remember?
I mean,
Yes.
and then I met Dylan and Rachel in person. And then Dylan came down from Lincoln's graduation party. Me and Dylan, I met the grandkids.
And we went out there for Father's Day. We
Yeah,
did so
I wasn't
many
saying for
things.
but when they came out from Rachel unfortunately had to work, but like got to spend time with the grandbabies, love it. Me and Dylan got to like even connect more and talk, and then Christian the other day just randomly FaceTime on 4th of July, but
Drunk.
But love talking to Tegan, and Tegan, she invited me, I get to go to her bachelorette party this weekend.
How does let me ask you, how does my leave like Aaron and Kim and Miguel and Chera and everyone out, how do like my family, my direct family, how do they make you feel like?
Oh, absolutely, like beyond wanted at home, like it just also feels natural. And I think that how me and you're natural, like the kids just, it feels like everything, and as cliche as it sounds, is meant to be and is organically happening. So I feel like if people, now I'm not saying that every relationship's going to be like that and be like, oh, if it doesn't feel that way, like end it. Like I'm not saying that, but everything just feels like it should have been.
Some things take longer to develop than others.
Yeah.
And some things develop quicker. I'm surprised, not so much surprised because I knew my kids and like my mom and my grandma, and those are other people that you've met. And I'm just surprised how quickly they treat you like family. Like all of a sudden you're like, oh, I was talking to Christian, and I'm like, huh, that's weird. I was at work, and you're like, I was talking to Christian. You talked to my kids secretively about Father's Day.
I made a Father's Day mashup video.
Yeah. I think that's one thing that like no one gets. I mean, people that come into our live get to see. Sometimes Dylan and Christian pop in there, and sometimes they're active. Sometimes they just sit back and watch. Sometimes they're not in there because they have their own lives and their own things going on. But I think would be cool, and I don't know, we'll have to ask Christian and Tegan, they may not be up for it, but when they're up here for their wedding, they're going to be up here for like a weekish prior.
Yeah.
Maybe they come and make a special appearance on the live, or the podcast, either or. Okay, so we covered.
Well, like I said, to double back to, I mean, I want to say this. So we didn't have a lust stage, and then we kind of let we bounced around. I don't know if we touched base with a previous podcast. I don't know if we did or not. But when did you feel like you were like, I love this woman?
I don't think I'm officially on TikTok live or on a podcast, which is only the second episode. I don't think I've ever publicly said that I love you. I do. I definitely do.
I came all crazy like you said.
What do you mean?
No,
Like,
you're like,
what do you mean I love
I know
you?
you're like, hold on, I publicly
Hey,
like.
slow down. I
Oh,
realized I was falling in love with you one night, and I've told you this before.
Yeah.
One night before you came out here, even for the first time, when you and I were going to be done talking for the night, which I think it was the early morning, like midnight, probably 1 o'clock for you. We were saying our goodbyes, and I almost like just out of it felt like instinct. I almost was like, all right, I love you. And I caught myself. I'm like, I hung up with you. I said, all right, I'll talk to you in the morning. Hope you have sweet dreams or whatever I used to say. Hope you have a good nap. And I thought to myself for a little bit, like, what the fuck just happened there? Like, I almost just told her I love her. And I realized that I was falling for you. I think I realized that I loved you. I'm going to say at the Mall of America, when I was like, all right, I think the whole 6 days that you were here made me realize it. Like the first day that you were here, we had fun. It was a good time.
Guys,
But it was like surreal just you being in front of me. Do you remember? I was kind of shy on the live at first, I feel like.
I think we both were, but I do agree now, and I think I asked you this off camera. I think it was a conversation between me and you, of like, do you, and again, people think it needs to have a timeline of like being in love. Like, do you feel like that?
If anyone tells me that they can't, love at first sight is a thing because it's real. Like people say that now. I'm not going to say that that's what it was with you. It wasn't, to be honest. But instantly, the first time I saw you and heard you talk, it wasn't just seeing you. Because as I've said, like I was never interested in like heavily tattooed women. Dare I say spicy, wasn't necessarily it just wasn't what I was used to. I can't sit here and say that wasn't my type. You
Yeah,
did a lot of asking me about my type in the beginning, and I learned that my type is you. Like, so I didn't fall in love with you instantly, but I just I fell in love with you over a short period of time, but we got totally deep pretty quick, actually, and it just
do you
never
think that's
has stopped.
like if someone's watching this and they're saying to themselves, they met someone they feel maybe a similar way, would you say?
Look, I told my kids. I've told both of my kids. I've told 3 of my kids now that are adults. Like, you don't have to rush. There's always time. Make sure I didn't. I rushed. I had kids so young, and I was in a committed relationship. I never got to experience myself. Certain things, like I definitely experienced things. They didn't damper that, but your priorities change when you have a family, as opposed to not having.
Now I ask, but do you feel like we rushed this?
No, I don't feel like at all. It was rushed. You use the word natural to describe it.
The organic.
And it just fits in. Like, I think one thing that we get to experience and no one else gets to experience is you moved out here. I took 2 days off so that you could be here. Like, I could help you get here.
Yeah.
And like the boxes and moving your car here was a nightmare. Let me just say,
it was such a nightmare.
if you are shipping across the country a vehicle,
or boxes,
they'll give you one price, and then the car will be here, and then the day that they're supposed to be there, they call you and they jack the price up The first quote was what, $595.
$595,
I
ended up
put a
being,
deposit down.
yeah, and ended up being in total at the end, what, $1,200?
$1,250.
$1,250, so like double the price of what they
Yeah.
were. And then same with the boxes.
Fortunately, you found a place that was
Yeah,
fair.
but originally, but then I had to pay additional like $175, and then not only that, my car got shipped and box shipped same day.
Mhm.
The car got shipped, which was easy. I will say, even though the prices were weird,
Yeah.
it was an easy thing getting it here, and it got here within 2 days.
Yep, and they had told us 5.
They said 5. The boxes, they texted me, was that will be between 5 and 9 p.m. 9 p.m. rolls around. I'm like, hey, Ray, nothing. Texting the guy, 1 a.m.,
We went to
1:30 in the
sleep.
morning. Yeah,
We went to
1:30 in the
sleep
morning.
that night, thinking, they're not going to be here. And then at 1:30, they backed a semi up to.
And then like 4 of my boxes, they handed to me because they were destroyed. But thank God I got everything in one piece. Nothing broke. Nothing was missing. So that cost me about $750, $800.
We had learned that was pretty high emotion and high stress time too.
It was.
We handled that shit like champions.
We did.
We talked it through. We said, hey, look, okay, let's just put this aside for a minute. And it's like we learned, we grew, and that was all part of it. Like I've been falling in love with you, and my intention is to continue falling deeper.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna say this, and I think I asked you again, I believe that we fell in love at the same, around the same time, and I think that people say no, because I don't think, say if you were in love yet, I feel like that would be a problem, because I feel like generally, don't gotta be the same day, or say you can say to someone hey, I love you. And I feel like genuinely that person should be like, oh my God, I do feel the same way, and maybe say days or a week later. But say if a guy or a woman says to each other, the woman says, I love you, and the man's 6 months later, I love it. And don't you think that's a red flag, or no? What would you say to that?
Necessarily a red flag.
I don't know.
While we can't be judgmental of how quickly it worked for us,
True.
I guess we
But
can't
no, I'm
be
saying,
judgmental
don't you
about
think?
how
But don't
quickly-
you think if two people, they should genuinely be on the same page of feelings? Is what I'm saying.
I don't think so. I don't think that's a fair assessment.
You don't think so?
No. I mean, I think ultimately, yes.
Well, right.
Long game, you have to be on the same page, near the same page. We'll never be exactly on the same page about everything.
But
There's certain things that I don't agree with.
what don't you agree with?
Well, what's in the fridge?
Oh.
I think that's stupid. I don't think you need to do that.
Well, what?
Yeah.
What's stupid?
I'm not gonna put all your business just out there.
That.
But I think that's not necessary. It's not bad. It's nothing bad.
Okay,
I'm just
they're
saying,
my fans. It's nothing crazy, guys. Trust me. I'll touch base with that down the end of the pod.
Down the road. But I think this it leads us up to when we were in Minnesota. So we're gonna take a step back, but we're gonna get to the next phase of all this. And we've been going now we got 8 more minutes to hit about an hour. And we maybe keep it around an hour each time, sometimes more, sometimes less, who knows. This leads to us getting in the pool, going live, speed dating from the hot tub in the pool at the hotel, and then my favorite night. I think I just realized when I loved you, but my favorite night was jumping, doing flips on the bed like kids, and wrestling and pillow fights and stuff, and
to be honest, every day, every memory so far, when I say, oh my God, this is my favorite, the next one's my favorite, the next one's my favorite. I never felt that way about somebody. Whether it be earlier today, we were outside, I was destroying a chicken coop.
Yeah.
And I have 2 blisters on my hands.
I got a cut on my foot. You
Yeah.
can't really see
But
what's on my leg.
that right there, whether we're out doing something or at home doing something like that, I love it.
Yeah, but what I was getting at was when we were in Minnesota. No, off topic is where we should always end up. But when we were in Minnesota, we started speed dating. Inadvertently. It was never our plan
Never.
to start our own speed dating.
No.
And I just realized this last night. I gave him a shout out for it. Big Mike, who is, as
And
we go
Mona,
further in the
and
controversy, yeah. Big
Mona.
Mike and Mona.
Uh-huh.
But as we go further down, like speed dating has become a huge part of our life.
Yes, it has.
Speed dating, I feel like, and just, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not saying that we have this massive following, but we're slowly building
No, I
it.
mean, last night I put
Quickly,
a
I should
facial
say.
mask on you, and we got 350 views like
Which
that.
for us, like the highest we'd ever done, I'm proud to say I was alone.
You were alone when I was at work, yeah.
117 was the highest you saw.
I
I'd have to
saw,
look
yeah, I
back
think
and see.
Halloween Queen said it was like, when I saw it was like 114, but I think you were like 117.
It's crazy. And then yesterday it just bumped up. It was like 100, 150,
180, 200, and then it was like I was like
350.
350. I was like, holy
I
crap.
couldn't see as much because I had a freaking face mask thing on. So I don't know, but it stayed up there for a good minute or two until
But then
I
we're in
made the
hundreds,
mistake.
yeah.
I made the mistake of bringing it back to speed dating and letting a certain individual talk. But so next time. But remember, we talked about, and this just goes to show, like, the speed dating thing is becoming.
Well, I would
huge.
say our numbers in the beginning were like literally, I mean, like 18,
Yeah,
20.
we were.
Now we're steadily up in like 60, 70.
Yeah, as soon as we turn it on, boom, within
Yeah,
5 minutes.
but also
we're
too, we have to make it known this is only we're going our second-ish week
Yeah.
of doing speed dating. That's it.
Yeah, officially speed dating. We speed
Yeah.
dated while you were in Delaware and I was here.
Yeah.
We
Yeah, we
I
did.
would be
We
in a
did.
box, you would be in a box,
Yeah.
and we would speed date.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's good that we have people
but we
to
did it from
message us.
yeah, we did it from your page.
Yeah.
And I feel like we have made friends doing this.
Oh gosh.
Our
yeah.
mods are the
Are they
people.
a little family of us?
Yeah, the mods are the people that I feel moderators for those that don't know.
For
I'm gonna
TikTok.
guess our mods are probably watching this at some point here
Yeah.
or
Hi,
listening to it.
Mom. We love you.
And but it's like we made this little community, and we have our friends in there, and we like. I look forward to hanging out in chill boxes.
I mean, to be honest with you, all reality too is like I love our speed dating because like we do want to find genuine connections. I want to hear about I want to see something like this pan out for many people.
So let me ask you this: speed dating, many people may not know about it. Real brief synopsis. Obviously, that's how we met on TikTok.
Yeah.
Speed dating, you get a 3-minute conversation with someone.
Yes.
Ours was 18 minutes, but it was a panel style. We can get into
So I
that
think
down the road.
yeah.
But we had ultimately at the end of the day about 5 minutes worth of conversation to
Correct.
decide if we wanted to pursue each other.
Yes.
And we obviously chose yes. But I want to hear from you before I answer.
Okay.
This little community that we've built and we're going to continue building and going to continue to grow. And I hope we can help millions of people. That's the thing is like help. I don't care like what comes along with it. I'm not doing it for
like an income
to
or
be
for us to,
famous.
yeah.
If we can make an income doing it, by all means.
I mean,
yes.
when I say like famous, I mean like if we blow up in a good way of like being like, hey, we are connecting, gain real connections.
Well, and the truth be told, though, we've already gained some notoriety. We've had some other people that are doing this.
We have some big studios who are following us.
Yes, and we have other hosts who have reached out to us.
Yes.
And we'll always keep that private until the other people are on board with it and
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But and it just, what is the ultimate goal for you with our speed dating? Where do you see it going? And
I honestly, the rate that it's going, I see that we're going to definitely build a bigger community and we're going to get more followers. And I think an ultimate goal is to find genuine connections. I want us, like you said, have weeks, like a day of the week, like successful matches. And to show that literally, and I say this in every live that we do, to show that it can happen. Don't let distance. Maybe if there's uncertainty, like, oh my God, I'm gonna make this big decision, but you never know. Just do it. It can happen, and we're living proof of that.
I think my goal is to just get people out there. It was weird for me at first. Like when I met you on speed dating, my kids were giving me shit for it. They were like, these weren't their exact words, but they're like, what are you doing? And I was like, I enjoy it. And the reality is, like, I knew there was only one speed date left in me at the point, and there was only one person that I was going to speed date. I made this decision. I was like, all right, I got it. My kids are getting on me, but there's something I gotta go get first.
And when I tell you that on my birthday, and I think we said it maybe in a prior podcast, I was it. Like, I just went up there because it was my birthday. I was trying to make myself feel good. Because after that, I was just going to be done with speed dating. So if that wasn't fate or meant to, whatever you want to call that, like, that was it.
I would have never thought that I'd be here with a girl from Delaware talking about moving. And again, for me too, and I don't need to preface this, moving was my plan long before I met you. And it just so happened, I think that moving is something that we connected on too. Like,
it was because
we both said, like, neither of us are tied to anywhere. I think I told you, like, I'm tied down for like 2 more months till he graduates high school.
And another thing, I wasn't even tied down, but I just had to, like, get things in motion for JoJo or Dad, and that was it, you know. But I mean, and now, like I say, I'm here a month as of today, and you know, like, if someone said a year ago you would be in Wisconsin living with, like, the man of your dreams, I'd be like, you know. Like,
I guess let's this was a conversation I thought I'd have off the podcast, but we can end it with this. Like, what are to give people a little glimpse of what's to come in the future, what are some things that you hope to talk about on the podcast? Just now, that's going to change.
You know, just of sharing, like, our love story journey.
So I think, like, the next one, we really get into some speed dating. We talk about our speed dating.
Yeah.
We get to, with that'll come the people that we've met.
Yeah.
I mean,
we talk about we met up with people off TikTok.
Yeah, you know, like, we met up. Well, no, we met up with AJ, who's from Wisconsin. He found us through TikTok. Yeah. We have met some wonderful people along the way. Susie's in Wisconsin. You were on the phone. I'll show you the message. Susie wants to get together. I told her I don't think this weekend would work. Okay. But like, not only that, like, we met Elena. You knew Lexi. We met DIY Mommy. We met Brandy.
Well, Elena already knew, like, but with DIY Mommy, like, Grace, Bree Babe, Bree already knew.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, these are people that we met through TikTok. And so you're, like, when you said you didn't have anyone and you moved out here, and my family and friends have been very welcoming and make you feel like a part right from the start.
Well, Amber said, because 4th of July, we got our first 4th of July the other day together. Amazing. Amber was like, welcome to the family. We absolutely love you. Mm-hmm. And, you know, she wrote that in text, which...
And so your TikTok family has just embraced me just the same?
Yes, they have, yep.
That's what I mean, like, for me,
so,
I
listen,
feel like
they're
I
gonna
made
come
these
out
new friends.
Yeah, no, and listen.
Elena, Candace, Sean met us
in the hot tub
as us together.
Yeah.
So Sean's not your doing, not all you're doing. But we've met so many people along the way. If I left someone out, don't take that.
Oh God, yes, we have so many.
I could call out everyone, even some of just our speed daters. We got Seth the Walking Green Flag. Mm-hmm. We got Big Mike, the OG, the first ever match, the first ever speed date.
Yeah.
And the first ever no pants on. And we're gonna get to that. The first ever, he's looking for an RV captain. Our speed date is a little bit of comedy. A whole lot of seriousness.
I mean, I randomly last night, like I said, I was like, okay, it's facial time, and I put a mask on you, and you let me do it.
And but, maybe this is a glimpse of things to come. Maybe every Sunday night we do some zany thing and no one knows what it is. Exactly. We're just gonna randomly do it. Like, I had no idea you would put a face mask. I even said, like, I'm not putting those freaking orange slices on my face again. Next thing I know, I got a whole freaking soaked paper towel cloth on my face. And when I told you it was burning my eyes, it wasn't.
I know.
You just took it off though.
But it was hysterical. It was fun. And I feel like with our speed dating is so genuine. So what you see on our speed date of how we treat each other is like that in real life.
Yeah,
And I
so
think
when
that's
that dude
also-
popped in and was trolling us that one time and said, "You look like you get ready to go on TikTok." Most nights, I just come home from work and I don't
you
change.
eat dinner and you
Yeah.
hop right, and I
But-
don't think people know that.
Theoretically, I don't need to get ready for TikTok. Like, we never have a script. We never have. We always know what the plan is. We're gonna go on
Most
a
people are
speed
like, oh,
date.
we're gonna go live. Yeah.
But we could speed date for a half hour and be like, we got
I mean,
no
in
one.
reality too, it's like the other night, I was folding laundry as I'm on speed dating, like because it really we never know. It's not like, oh, we're gonna do this X, Y, and Z. So I feel like that makes it.
I think our big thing is we're providing a platform.
a
we're
safe
building
one.
it.
People have
Yeah.
mentioned that a lot
That
too.
is something that I take very much pride in, is people coming up and saying, this is one of the few, if not the only places I can come and not be bullied. And we will not tolerate that. Like,
No.
we have a lot of individuals with special needs that come up.
Yes.
And they, I'm not gonna call any of them out, but they have become a huge part of this too. I've made friends with some of them. Our Power Ranger friend, he checked in on me. There was a night that he checked in, hey, we didn't go live. He said, I just wanna make sure everything's good.
That's so sweet.
And I was like,
so sweet.
everything's good. I really appreciate you for doing that.
Oh, Anthony, we got Sean Anthony. I forgot about Anthony.
Oh yeah, Anthony, we
Anthony,
can't
yeah,
forget it.
Anthony's
And Halloween
good.
Queen.
Yeah, Anthony.
And Brandy.
Brandy. Oh,
Halloween
Brandy. Brandy's gonna she'll
Look,
cuss us out if she watches
yeah.
this.
Halloween Queen is the queen of taps and likes and
Yeah.
shares.
No, but Brandy
And
is
interacting,
a gifter and all that.
Brandy is like always. Brandy has usually every night biggest gift. 'Cause,
Yeah.
TikTok Live will break down certain moments. Your biggest gift, your most viewers. Brandy, 99 out of 100 times is her biggest gift.
And I will say, like I said, like with all, and Anthony, he's from Canada. Shout out to Canada.
Anthony's the boss, man. He is
Yeah.
down there just like.
But all of them are like everyone. Our live, our mods are right in there.
Elena
Our mods
pops up and like
Yeah.
when Big Mike had no pants on, Elena popped up and she's like, "These guys are geeking out,
But we even
and
have
we need
like
to make a
we
disclaimer."
even have like Adina and Brianna, her daughter. Like they're regulars in the chat.
Yeah,
Like, we have a
I
lot of
meant
regulars
to.
in the chat,
I wanted to message Adina last night. She commented, and I wanted to say, "Hey, can we make you a mod?"
mod, yeah.
And there's people that I want to remove, which I'm not gonna talk about on here.
Yeah.
But so like we're building. That's the other thing is I've never been a part of a mod group or anything like that.
No, I think I was a mod in like one, like live. I forget who it
Well,
was.
now I'm modded in yours. I'm a mod in who else? Someone else made me a mod.
Is it country?
Yes, Country made me
But
a
someone
mod,
else did too.
and then Country ATL made me a mod, and
Okay.
Red Lightning, who we haven't seen in a couple days,
Oh yeah.
made me a
yeah.
mod. I think.
But it also, let me ask you. I know we're gonna end this, but don't you feel like we go live, like when you see all those people, it's like oh, like it's almost
These
like
are
we're
my guys,
friends.
my people.
And I've never met them in person.
This is
but-
one thing that I'm gonna say, and I'm not 100% sure how true this is. I'm not calling any other speed dating hosts out, but I personally have developed a connection with these people
Yes.
in the sense of like most of them that pop up, yeah, I can remember their age, where they're
Oh
from.
no, you're great with that.
I
And people
can
in
talk-
chat will say that. Like
I can talk to
like Jen.
people.
We can't forget Jen. If you're watching this.
Yeah, I can sit here and tell you all of Jen's information. I could tell you that she has
Yeah,
two
and me,
children.
and I'm good with that, guys. But sometimes I do forget. But you are better at that, like of remembering. But as you know now too, you have that master book, which I love that you made
Yeah, I
that.
started making
Yeah,
that,
nice.
which also is tricky because you got to scroll through finding people.
Yeah.
So ultimately, what I want to do is get it onto a spreadsheet
Yes.
where all we have
Yeah.
to do is type in their name and boom, their
Boom, comes
information
up.
pops
Yeah.
up. And we'll get there. Like we've talked about the Discord. I do have a Discord. It's actually made, but it's not put together the
Yeah.
way that I want it. And
Yeah.
I don't want to put it out half-assed. I don't want to put it out prematurely.
Yeah.
I want it to be our vision and get it out right
And I
away.
feel like the mods that we have, we would mod fewer people, and like you said, kind of we gotta adjust who our mods are
Mhm.
and get rid of a few and add some. And I feel like we have a really good solid mod team right now
Oh,
to really get
definitely.
that Discord like up and going.
Our mods are, like I said, I don't know any other mods.
But our mods are like
groups.
a part. They make our
Our
speed
mods,
dating.
yes,
Yeah.
our mods make it successful
Yeah.
just as much as we do. Like we're the ones that are doing all the chalking. they're doing so much work that Lexi is another mod.
Yeah.
They are the people that are doing this stuff. They're weeding it out. They're making sure that it's safe for everyone to
I mean,
do that.
last night, Grace, DIY Mom, and Helen and Anthony were on the trolls that were in there.
Mhm.
They're on it, and even like we have our mod chat and we talk, outside of being on live, and even like with my hair, and all, they're family. Like it's just they're family.
That's one other thing that I'll bring up, and then we'll just end it abruptly. No, not abruptly, but I think last night there was a situation where someone was coming in and they were talking some garbage. You gotta take that.
Nah, it's the Hilton.
The Hilton.
Yeah.
Did you apply there?
I think I don't know.
Anyways, there was last night in our speed dating. In our next podcast, we'll dive on into the speed dating,
Yes.
right? But there was someone came in, made a fake account or 2 or 3 or 10, and started talking
Trolling
crap
me,
just
yeah.
to you.
Mm-hmm.
They were saying some personal stuff, so obviously it's someone you know.
Yeah.
Which is fine, whatever. Fuck 'em. What did I tell you during it? Same
You
thing
were
I told you.
like-
The first thing I ever told you
You went
almost.
and you said just if you have haters, not doing
If
nothing
you
right.
if people aren't hating you, people only hate you when you're doing better. So.
Yeah.
But I think there was a time in my life where I would have snapped back too. You snapped back a little bit like
I mean, when you bring my kids up, that's kind
Yeah,
of
it is.
It's a little different,
people are going to make it personal, but that's how you can narrow it down and know like these are just people that are mad because you're doing something that they're not. Like that's today's society. People don't celebrate people anymore. People hate people because they are doing better.
Yeah, and or they want to do what we're doing, but they can't, or they're not happy because they see. And that's the only thing I'll end it like this, or if I'm gonna end this, is what support we have. Some people might be like, "Oh, I'm happy for you," might not be, but I feel like the majority we have so much love. Like we're favorite TikTok couple. Like I love to see we're literally not with the podcast only, but with TikTok, we are showing the world our love story unfold, and everyone loves it.
Yeah, I think we're
I look forward
being
to see it.
we're being vulnerable and
We are.
we're very open and transparent.
Mm-hmm.
We have connected with people like I never would have thought that I'd be calling. You were going through with your hair. You were going through an issue.
Yes.
I didn't realize the extent of how important it was to you. I mean, I did, but at the same time, for me, it's like, whatever, fuck it. But for you, it was like, no, this is a big deal, and I get that. I never would have thought I'd be calling a 29-year-old gay man from Kansas. Like, dude, how do I calm her down? How do I calm her down? And he's like, he was typical. He's like, a typical what I expect. He's just like, it doesn't look that bad. It looks good. And you're like, Sean, stop lying to me. You're like, shut up, Sean.
Brandy was like, it looks bad.
And that's when I was
bad.
like, what do you mean Brandy told you that?
And I called Brandy
And then
back.
you called her and she's like, yeah, it don't look good, girl. And I'm like, how are you going to say that? Like,
no, because Brandy's being real. Sean was trying to be nice.
Sean was, but Sean also was the one that told me, he's like, hey,
Go to
Alta, they have a salon there. He's like, you might have to bring your stuff. He's like, but here's where you can order it from. And it's just, to me, it's crazy. We met these other people. Mm-hmm. So when you said that you didn't have any family or any friends, you came over here and you actually get to meet mine physically. Yeah. You get to be face to face with them, spend quality time, do things. But this TikTok is this for us too. And just because these people are online, they're still people.
Yeah, because you have personal numbers. I have personal numbers.
Yes, I have people that message me, that call me, that text me.
Because I have Lexi's number, I have Brandy's number, I have Sean's number. Because with Sean, all of us are in a group chat of that. But and I know any of them will tell me if you need me, hit me up. And you have some people that hit you up and not me and vice versa. So I always say, safe space. If you want to talk to me, talk to me. If you want to talk to Jason, talk to Jason.
Yeah, that is one thing that's in the very beginning, people would ask you, I think this is more of a woman thing than a man thing, but in the very beginning, people would ask you, is it okay if I message your man?
Oh, yeah, and I said, yeah, because I know, at the end of the day, if it's something more, you would, of course, tell me.
I like with, even though I want to get our speed dating thing on the computer, so once we have a better camera, we can go live from it, and we can set up what we want to do tonight, and
it
do it all the time,
yes.
right? But
Take all the time.
that's the main goal, is to just help people. I show you the messages. I tell you everything.
I mean, you'll tell me like this person messaged me.
Everything
and,
that's
like,
important. I didn't show you all the messages until this morning from someone who's been harassing me, but she doesn't know that she's harassing me. To them, they're harassing us both.
Oh, because of because I don't.
Because it's Steph and Jason.
Yeah, and Jason. Not that I have access to it, because Jason will let me. I can go on his phone.
Yeah,
and just
you
look
could
at
do
it.
anything you want on it.
But
I never ever question it.
Yeah, but I can't log into it because he had to make. You made the account off of.
And like we told everyone, I think something else that's unique. At this point, currently, we are using this money that we get from gifts, and we are actually earning money from the creator program.
We're almost to like about $100 by
yeah,
now.
we're actually earning weekly stuff from TikTok too.
Yes.
It's not a significant amount at this point.
But it goes, I think, every year.
Yeah,
A certain day
the better we do, and the more we do, the more we get.
Yeah, but we don't require gifts. But like
No.
you said, any
But
money
what we're
we have,
doing, anything that we get from TikTok, we're using to go visit the people.
Yeah, we're just letting it save up until we have enough money to be like, okay, we're gonna go see.
We've agreed that we'll use our own money to go see Lexi.
Absolutely.
She's in Michigan. She's not terribly far.
No.
She's going through her own things, and we're gonna once
yeah.
that's done, we'll go and meet up with her.
Yes.
I think is the best. And
Because
then
I knew
think,
Lexi, I knew her almost a year ago. Me and Lexi have been like.
But I think
really
the
good
first
friends.
real trip, there's one of two options: Sean or Brandy.
And DIY Mommy is in
Well,
Minnesota.
yeah, DIY Mommy's not terribly far, so I don't know that we even need TikTok money to go visit her.
No, we wouldn't have to, because
we could just go visit her.
Yeah, but I feel
Stay
like
up there for a night.
But I feel like definitely Sean. I would love to go see Elena, Arizona.
I mean, I'd love to go see all these people.
I mean, all of them, yeah.
We go to Canada. I don't know if they'll let you leave or come in. Actually, be in an alpaca. Alpaca. That's a whole nother. The alpaca farm is.
Oh God, yeah.
All right. With that being said,
yes.
like we've got an hour, probably a little bit more worth of material. We'll. Do you remember how we ended it last time? I do. I'm just asking if you. I said we'll always end it this way.
With a kiss, right?
With a kiss.
Yeah.
All right. That is that.